Of the Lord tonight. It doesn't matter if there's 2 people in the seats or 2,000 people in the seats. If Jesus is here, it's going to be a great experience.
Amen.
And I'm praying that the Holy Spirit will just engulf us tonight and do a great work in each one of our lives. And it'll be good if that happens tonight. And is there anybody here that's never seen the Talleys before in person, never met us? Well, bless your heart. Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Lauren Talley. I do most of the talking on stage.
And most of the talking off stage.
Yeah. And I just have a question. Are we in Georgia or South Carolina?
Georgia.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure, and we have a town in East Tennessee where we're from, Bristol, that the state line runs right through the middle of the town, and so they're a little bit confused, and so are some of y'all apparently. So, but that's all right. I like to know where I am. We have sung in Georgia quite a bit here recently, and South Carolina on Sunday. So we're just going to hang out with y'all for the next few days. It looks like we are from East Tennessee. We come from a little town called Morristown. That's real close to the Knoxville area, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and all that cool stuff down there. We're a family, and we've been singing together for the last 20 years. It's kind of hard to believe that it's been that long, but Mom and Dad have been doing this for even longer than that. They won't let me tell you exactly how long, but they've been in gospel music for a lot of years, and I think they're still great, just as good as the day they started. My mother is the best alto singer that ever held a microphone, and my dad is the best piano player and producer and arranger that you'll ever hear. If you're glad to see Roger and Debra Talley, would you welcome them tonight?
Thank you so much. It's a joy to be here, and this is a beautiful church. And this pastor was very welcoming today. I know this date has only been booked a few days, probably a week or so. And how many of you heard it on the radio? WGUS maybe?
Okay.
2? Okay, 3. How many of you saw it on Facebook?
Cool.
There's a few. How'd the rest of y'all know about it?
Saw it on the Harbor Agency schedule.
That always works too. However you found out about it, we're glad you came. And like Lauren said, you know what? It's just a few of us, but that way you will get a personal concert, just like we were sitting in your living room. And after a while, we'll give you a chance to request a song, and we'll do it if we know it. But in the meantime, I wanted to tell you that this young lady's been blessed with me for 39 years now.
Whoa!
She is the prettiest girl still that I've ever seen. And I will always think that. And she is my sweetheart. Now, we have good days just like everybody else. We have days that don't turn out so good sometimes, just like everybody else. But every day is a good day if you know the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
If y'all are glad to see my wife, Debra, make her welcome.
Hey, Debra.
I don't know if both of these are wanting to get a raise or what, but I signed the checks and both of them introducing me, so, you know, something's up tonight. I don't know what it is. But, you know, I was thinking as we came in today, and I got to visit with the pastor a little bit, and I so enjoyed that pastor. He was sharing with me about some of the ministries of this church, and it was just a blessing to hear about all the things that are going on and the outreach that they have to the community. And folks, that's why we're here. We are here. We put on this earth to glorify God and to bring others in to the family of God and to minister to those who are in need. And I appreciate that, Pastor. That really meant a lot to me. I tell people this, and those of you who have seen us before know this, but I grew up in Kentucky. Is that okay? Anybody from Kentucky? Nobody's from Kentucky. Just me. Well, that's a majority. But I grew up in a little town, and my mother played piano in the same church for 66 years.
Wow.
She's 82, and I would ask you all to pray for her. Monday, she's having some surgery. It's not a real serious thing, but at 82, you know, any surgery is kind of serious.
And so I would ask for you to pray for her. But she and Dad were so faithful to take us to church and teach us about the Lord. And as a result, I became a Christian at 9 years old. And God called me to do what I do when I was 19. But you know, I had that testimony all those years in between of God saving my soul. I knew I was saved, but it didn't seem like it was very exciting. You know, a little girl gets saved, and I'd never been saved out of anything. I'd never done anything really bad except maybe smack my brothers around, and they deserved it. So I figure it's easier to give forgiveness than permission, you know what I mean. But, you know, I thought, well, it's just not too exciting. I would give my testimony, but one night I stood as we were doing a concert, and I told the folks how I had felt about that. And when it was over, a young man walked up to me at the product table, and he said, "Thank you so much for your testimony." He said, "That really meant a lot to me." Now, this guy was a big, tough-looking guy, and he had tattoos everywhere. You could tell he'd lived kind of a hard life. And he said, "I appreciated you saying that." He said, "You know, God saved me." And he rolled up his sleeve and he showed me years. I mean, it was track marks of years of drug abuse. And he began to tell me about all the things that he had been in. He said, "But God saved me out of that." Amen. Well, I was just rejoicing with him. It was wonderful. And then he looked me right in the eye and he said, "But he saved you from it." I've never forgotten that.
Amen.
Because it took just as much grace to save that little 9-year-old girl as it did that young man who had been out in the world. You see, grace is for all of us.
That's right.
His grace is sufficient for whatever need you have. His grace is the only reason that any of us are here tonight. I am so thankful for God's grace on my life.
Amen.
The saint passed from this life below and entered heaven's gate. He humbly bowed before God's throne with joy. He gave him thanks. He said, "Oh Lord, you've reached so far to save a wretch like me. The blood of Jesus paid my debt so you could set me free." An angel stood close by this one and heard each word he said. He heard the Father say,